maybe that arm was just really trying to help Alano box out ito si Vince Magbuhos.
If it's not an unspo, it could be delay of game.
Could be.
So, what's the verdict here, referee Jay Castroverde? Talking to Richard Campos.
It's a double unsportsmanlike foul.
Oh, double
On
unsportsmanlike.
number 93, Vince Magbuhos of Quezon, and number 48 of Davao Occidental,
Ano
Justin
nangyari
Alano.
prior?
Mukhang may nakita ang ating mga referees na di natin nakita. Let's take a look at it again. Okay, there you see the roll.
And here is the foul. Yun. I wonder where the foul was on Magbuhos there.
Yeah. Well, that is the final decision. So,
Saan ang unsportsmanlike dun?
yeah, well, let's try to get clarification.
My partner is on the scene right now. Siya talaga yung alamin niya yung nangyari dun. And on the discussion, Gabaini lost the handle. He recovers. Magbuhos was open. Lagrama to Yero. Fires a three. Nothing but bottom. 18-12 Quezon. After the three ball galing kay Joshua Yero. What do you have for us?
Well, according to Jojo Belnas, the foul on Magbuhos was on the rebound play, and then yung unsportsmanlike kay Justin Alano was on the retaliation dahil Vince Magbuhos tried to hold down Justin Alano, and then Alano, as we saw, tried to, well, his arm was in the motion of trying to pull him down, which eventually hit his face.
So it's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, double unsportsmanlike foul.
Okay.
Medyo mahigpit sila ngayon.
Comia fade away. That's an air ball. Yero on the move. Magbuhos with a pick. Bigay kay balik ulit kay Magbuhos. Pagaran na bitawan ng bola. Recovered by Escobedo. Escobedo showing us the handles. Escobedo drops it off to Justin Alano.
At times, you would still see, especially in tough moments, si Escobedo, yung decision-making niya might be a little suspect. Of course, that's the lack of experience still. No doubt about his talent. But, of course, you see more times him making those nice plays para sa Davao Occidental, just like the last one.
I like his game. Raymart Escobedo showing us the tight handles, and then our assist to the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
He's such a threat that he attracts so much defensive attention. That's why the defense keeps on guessing. They're constantly on their feet when Escobedo gets past the initial defender and gets to attack. The scramble happens and the defense just has to pick their poison. Sino ba talaga ang babantayan? Is it going to be Escobedo with a basketball, or are they trying to prevent a drop pass or a kick out?
Sarao got the step on Bunleon, and Bunleon will be called for the foul on a driving JP Sarao.
Quick, smart move by JP Sarao, knowing that Bonleon might be a step slower than him. Also, Davao already in the penalty.
Yes, yours, the official outfitter of the MPBL. And salamat sa LGR.
That, I believe, is the better half of JP Sarao. Sabay na dumating yan kanina.
Oo, kanina nag-ano pa sila eh. Nanonood pa sila together ng first game.
Oo. Again, si JP dumating
And JP said, oh, I have to work. I am hoping for the day as well, Mr. Palanya, that I will see you before the game, may kasama. And then, yung paalam ka, hey, I'm going to work, dito ka lang, ganyan.
Sabi ko na nga, ba't di dapat ako nag-comment dun? Nadali ako dun
Escobedo. Inside they go. Alano with the spin and the bucket. Justin Alano always with a smile on his face.
And that tongue out, that usually signals that he gets a good play. Davao getting another stop here, only down by 4.
Well, look at Escobedo. They try to keep in step with him, and he finds a Govida for 2.
If you're Quezon, you're going up against Raymart Escobedo, you gotta make sure as soon as he crosses half court, there's somebody on him. At that time, nobody stopping the basketball, getting a tight pass to Keith Agovida, who knows absolutely how to finish around the basket.
Grama, 5 seconds to shoot. Almost turned the ball over. Magbuhos, Yero. The shot clock will expire. Putukan ng Davao now. 3.2 seconds remaining. Raymart Escobedo has absolutely ran rings around the defense of Quezon. Agovida almost from beyond the arc.
I almost lost my headset dahil akala ko papasok yun para kay Keith Agovida. That could have gotten them the lead at the end of this first quarter.
What a blistering finish para dito sa Davao Occidental Tigers in the first period. But Quezon was off to a really good start shooting the basketball, particularly from 3, Javi.
Yeah, they had 3 out of 9 3-point shots in that first quarter. They actually started the game the first few minutes 2 out of 3 from the outside. Davao allowed a lot of open looks para sa Huskers, but when the bench came in, led by Raymart Escobedo, they really provided a lot of firepower, enabling Davao to catch up to the Huskers. They're down by just 2 points heading into the second.
Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Quezon prevailing over Gensan in this South Division duel. And Gensan was carrying a winning streak going into that matchup. And the Huskers stopped them on their tracks.
Yeah, and they had a major comeback attempt in the fourth quarter, but the Huskers stood strong on the heels of the performance of LJAY Gonzalez, who really led them in that fourth period. JUDEL Fuentes provided them brilliance all game long, but ang nagtapos talaga ng trabaho, ito si LJAY Gonzalez.
Bunleon, blocked by SARAO. JUDEL Fuentes. Nakabuelo si JUDEL, drives left. Shot fake, fouled by Comia.
Yeah, he may not be athletic, he may not be the quickest, but definitely one of the smartest scorers in the league. Ito si JUDEL Fuentes.
Fuentes at the line. Perfect pa ang Quezon. Just as I said that, nagmintis.
They were 9 out of 9 prior to that shot.
One for two, 21-18 is the count. Pressure here from the Huskers. Oh, what a matchup this is. Escobedo against LJAY Gonzalez.
Already a veteran here in the league. Ito si LJAY Gonzalez. Escobedo playing his first season this year.
Comia slips through traffic. Rebound nakuha ni SARAO. LJAY goes to Yero. Masyado malakas ang pasa.
Not really good touch on that pass galing kay LJAY Gonzalez. Maybe a miscommunication between him and Yero. But could have been another open look para sa Quezon galing sa labas. Again, the Tigers have to be wary about allowing Quezon those open looks from the outside. Already with 9 attempts from 3 in this game.
7 turnovers already para sa Quezon. 3 lang for Davao. Pinagsabay na si Terso tsaka si Escobido.
And this is usually the kind of backcourt that Coach Bonleon loves to go with, especially in the fourth quarter. Yan yung kanyang panapos parate pag nagsabay si Terso tsaka si Escobido.
LJ gets away. Gonzales to Banal. SARAO inside. Blocked. Agovida. Atake ni Keith Agovida. What a finish. Para kay Keith Agovida. 4 points.
Hindi nagmamadali. Always taking his time. Very patient with that. And just the right amount of energy para kay Keith Agovida to make that basket. Pero mabilis ang sagot ng Quezon, JUDEL Fuentes with that mid-range jumper.
23-20. Terso uses the ESCOSIO pick. Naghahabol si Fuentes. ESCOSIO trying to dive. Agaw ng Quezon. Gonzales to Fuentes. Banal on the kick out. He gets it back. JUDEL got it. A three-pointer para kay JUDEL Fuentes. He's got 9 points in the ball game.
Banal has been very unselfish in this game. Already with an open look there, decided to go to one of their main scorers in JUDEL Fuentes, who knocks it down from the deep right corner pocket.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios.
Legendary.
Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Pac is back this July 20. Manny Pacquiao steps back into the ring to challenge Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship. You can watch the fight via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20, Sunday at 8 a.m. Just download the Blast TV app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes in attendance. Head of Security Rudy Distrito is also here. 26-20, Jancher Salubre has entered the fray. ESCOSIO launches the three. That won't go. Agawan sa rebound. Nakuha ni LJAY Gonzales. Dalawang nakaitim nandun. Forces a turnover. ESCOSIO with the catch. ESCOSIO with the finish.
A good space carved out there by Salubre, sealing out that defender underneath, allowing ESCOSIO the space for the score.
Banal, atake, Gab too strong, push from behind against Gabayni.
I'm just loving the quality of this game right now. Both teams not letting up. Defensively, they're really buckling down to work, preventing their opponents from trying to set up their offense.
That's our fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme X-Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
But both squads have been persevering and have really been able to score baskets despite the defense.
Nagovida, short on the three. Banal. They go to Gabayni, faces up, takes the jumper. That won't go. Gabayni changing his goggles mid-game. Hirap niya na, Javi, pag hindi ka sanay.
Yun na nga eh. It's only this year that he started wearing that. It really takes some time getting used to it.
But it also sort of yung vision mo parang na ano eh, na diminish din dito sa gilid eh. Mundo, a three, in and out. Rebound Arboleda, and look at the Tigers fight defensively.
The battle is absolutely incredible. The battle that they're putting up against these Quezon Huskers. They're fighting tooth and nail. Itong Davao Tigers.
Huskers tsaga Tiger eh.
Matinding na labanan talaga nangyayari dito. And you like the mix of veterans and young guns. Speaking of veterans, Pari Liagas checking into the game for the first time for Davao. I believe this is his first game of the season para sa kanila.
Well, he was in the lineup against Bataan. The Chavez will return the next dead ball. TERSO. Abundo all over him. Jolas picks up his dribble, finds Pari inside.
We're seeing a lot of classic plays in this game.
Who would have thought in 2025 that TERSO Liagas combo will connect for Davao?
Yeah, actually, nag-abot pa to sa UAAP. Of course, Terso played for the Bulldogs and Pari Liagas playing for the Red Warriors.
This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet. Title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Nice two-man connection. See the pocket pass. Just away there from Joseph Gabaini, allowing that space for Liagas to roll inside. And Pari, as we know, very dependable on plays like that.
Judel at the line. And let's check in with Lyra Punsalan.
Judel Fuentes is delighted that Quezon is back at #1 and he's loving every bit of it. Serious ako sa games pero sa training palagi ako nagbibiro at nakangiti, he joked. Kahit sobrang intense daw ng preparation nila palagi. That balance of joy and grind is what keeps him going in life. Extra special din ang matchup today for Judel as they face Davao Occidental, his hometown. Iba pa rin yung feeling pag hometown mo kalaban, mas ganado ako, he shared. With his game face on but heart full of hometown pride, expect Judel to go all out and maybe sneak in a joke or two after the buzzer. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. And such is the personality of Judel Fuentes. Pari Liagas with some crucial hits here in the second period. And alam natin, Judel Fuentes, taga Davao yan. And minsan nga, umuwi pa yan eh. Para lang, to attend family gatherings. But right here, Pari Liagas.
Instant impact para kay Pari Liagas for the Davao Occidental Tigers. His entry has helped Davao overtake the Huskers in this game.
Rolling back the years, Pari Liagas, he completes the three-point play. He's got 5 points. Davao has taken the lead here, 30-27. The Huskers sue for time, 4 minutes remaining in the first half. The Davao Occidental Tigers losing to the Bataan Risers last Friday in Balanga City. And kitang-kita dito yung disparity in the rebound, second chance, scoring. And obviously, Bataan just shooting better than the Tigers.
They were actually in the thick of the fight heading into the fourth quarter, only down by 2 points. But then the Risers outscoring them 25-17 after they outscored Bataan in that third period, 18-11.
But it almost felt like the Tigers were, will be able to complete that road victory. Napakahirap talunin ng Bataan sa Balanga, ha?
Yes, sir. And, a lot of turnovers also para sa kanila. They committed 15, but they were able to force 19 on Bataan's end.
It's nice to see Rodel Gravera back in action for the Quezon Huskers.
He's been out for a while.
Yeah, he actually spoke to him before the game. Actually went home to Bacolod. That's the second turnover for LJAY Gonzales. Ang pinasahan si referee, si Deputy Jojo Belnas.
Gonzales has been a little bit out of sorts in his return here. That's 10 turnovers right now for the Huskers.
And talking about Rodel Gravera, umuwi yata siya to attend to his ailing mother.
Oh, okay.
So, good to know na umuokay yung nanay ni Rodel.
That's great. That's great news to hear.
LJ Gonzales gets it to Yero. Back to LJ. TERSO. Dito mo maasahan si Joseph TERSO. He's not gonna be in your face all the time, but BANAL ties the game. That's his second 3 of the ball game. He's not gonna be in your face all the time, but he does pick his spots even on the defensive end, Navi.
Oh, tama ka dyan. You know, he's really a very intelligent player. And especially, you know, in these late stages of his career, alam niya na kung talaga saan siya didiin eh.
Misses the 3. Takbo si Gravera. And an easy slam para kay Rodel Gravera.
Little Statue of Liberty dunk right there para kay Rodel Gravera. Welcome back to the MPBL.
Arboleda runs into Gravera. Llagas fouls Yero.
Absolutely puts Joshua Yero out of the scene.
This is the Gixxer great move of the game. Board for greatness. Gravera with a one-handed jam in transition.
And that puts Quezon back in the driver's seat. That signals Coach Arvin Bonleon from inserting both the Chavez and Escobedo back into the game.
And Escobedo rekindling this matchup with LJ Gonzales. 2 point guard din ng Quezon. A 3 from Gab. Yes!
It just takes one for the former MVP. 2 straight threes para kay Gab Banal.
Well, you see right here, the Chavez overextending there, and that leaves Gab Banal wide open.
And that's absolutely a brave sin on the part of Chris De Chavez. He knows that Gab Banal is still lights out from the outside. 5-point lead for the Huskers.
The Quezon Huskers will face the Bacolod Tubo Slashers on July 17. July 24, a duel with the Muntinlupa Cagers. And on July 30, they take on the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
Mga importanteng laban yan, all from the south.
Kaya nga. It's getting interesting, Javi, as we close in on the playoffs. Bago ang playoffs, may play-in tournament tayo. Ganda din yan. De Chavez for 3. That won't go. Rebound ni Gravera.
He still hasn't been able to knock down a shot from the outside in this game. Ito si Chris De Chavez.
LJ up against Pari Llagas. De Chavez ready to help. Gab Banal for 3. Again! Gab Banal with 4 triples here in the first half. And it's an 11-0 run for Quezon. 3 triples here from Gab Banal in that run.
Heat check, still hot para kay Gab Banal.
Llagas got it inside the paint.
He has been doing a yeoman's job inside, absolutely giving Davao some quality minutes off the bench in his entry here in the second quarter.
There's a switch now. Gonzales trying to create again. LJ wants to dance with Agovida, and LJ Gonzales with that step back jumper. And it's an 8-point lead for Quezon.
The Huskers now on a roll. Ang nangyari doon, kinargahan ni Agovida yung kaliwa ni LJ Gonzales, allowing LJ that right hand because alam niya hindi titira ng ganun kalayo si LJ with that right hand, but he did.
Yero will score. And what a turnaround, Javi. It's a 15-2 run to close out the half para dito sa Huskers. 3 triples galing kay Gab Banal, and then baskets from Piero and Gonzales. Escobedo switching hands. That won't go. Llagas is fouled. 2 free throws.
But, you know, one thing here in the second quarter that I believe Quezon hasn't been able to do is neutralize that guy, Llagas. He's had his way inside the paint.
I mean, okay na ang lahat eh.
Oh, yun na nga eh. All boxes already ticked except for that guy, Llagas.
And tingnan natin yung nangyari dito. Escobedo switching hands. And Pari is fouled. Definitely.
Yeah,
May oras pa.
yeah. Gravero was forced to switch out to the guy with the basketball, which was Escobedo, leaving LJ Gonzales to try and contend with Llagas. Big mismatch there on the right side.
And Llagas at the line.
They're still going to leave some time on the clock.
Yeah, I think 0.3 or 0.6. Time for a catch and shoot.
And remaining in the second quarter is 0.6 of a second.
And even the Huskers are mapping out a play. 42-32. Pari, 7 points so far off the bench. Make that 8.
Only playing not even 5 minutes in this game.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Bang klase dito si...
He's always been a very efficient player.
Yeah.
Since his college days naman talaga.
Nabundo to Gravera. And that will fall short. Quezon Huskers with a blistering finish to that second period. And that's thanks to BANAL, who had 9 of his 12 here in the second quarter.
Credit also to his teammates for being able to locate him. Davao, once again, I was already saying this a lot in the first quarter. They were leaving Quezon a lot of open looks from the outside. In that second quarter, it was all BANAL from downtown.
You are still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our second game between the Davao Occidental Tigers and the Quezon Huskers. Muli, ako po si Lyra Ponsalan at kasama natin ngayong gabi ang assistant coach ng Quezon Huskers, Coach Jeric Teng. Coach, you've faced tough teams before. How is this Davao matchup pushing the Huskers so far?
We know coming to this game, Davao is a physical team, no? They have tough players who will really test us, especially sa physicality ng game, especially the calls are being called na makapal. Kaya dapat mag-adjust lang kami sa mga tawagan and yung players na namin have to be mentally and physically sharp coming to the second half.
And you guys are back at number 1 in the South Division. Any long-term plans and goals for the Quezon Huskers?
Well, we really take it one day at a time. No? Sa every practice, we treat it as a chance to improve. Hindi namin titingnan yung talaga yung standings. Gusto na namin every game, nag-i-improve kami para come the playoff time, we'll be prepared for the tough teams.
Coach Jeric, any greetings?
Siyempre, binabati po namin ang lahat po ng mga Quezonians sa sumusuporta sa amin every game, sa social media, sa Facebook, sa YouTube, on live TV. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng inyong mga suporta. Siyempre po ang aming mga owners, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, Boss R.D. Ronel Tan, sila Dr. Camille, Mayor Ralph Lim, sila Kobe, Malik, and Calix. Siyempre, andyan din po ang aming sumusuporta lagi sa amin, ang aming team manager, Attorney Don Kapunan. Siyempre, andyan din po ang mga lahat-lahat po ng mga Quezonians sa sumusuporta sa amin. Maraming salamat po. Siyempre po, binabati ko rin mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka, Quezon. Kita-kita po tayo dyan. And hopefully, makuha natin itong panalo na to.
Maraming salamat, Assistant Coach Jeric Teng of the Quezon Huskers. The MPBL will be back.
Pac is back. 8th Division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios.
Legendary.
Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Ang kamao na si Manny Pacquiao upang subukang agawin ng WBC welterweight title mula sa kamay ng kampiyon na si Mario El Azteca Barrios. Panoorin ang Pacquiao versus Barrios live via pay-per-view sa Blast TV ngayong July 20 sa ganang na alas 8 ng umaga. I-download lang Blast TV app sa Google Play or sa App Store. Laban Batman!
halftime dito sa Pasay Astrodome. Quezon Huskers with a blistering run to close out the first half. They have an 8-point lead against the Davao Occidental Tigers. And Davao was keeping in step with Quezon and even took a 5-point lead in that second period. But the Quezon Huskers, led by Banal's 3-point shooting, ay naunahan nila itong Tigers.
Yeah, Banal had 4 out of the 7 3-pointers for Quezon in that first half, and 3 of those came in that second quarter, and it already happened in the first period. Nung simula ng ating laro, Davao was already allowing the Huskers a lot of open looks from the outside. In fact, Quezon started this game 2 out of 3 from behind the line, and that allowed Quezon an early lead as well. But in the second quarter, they were able to come back. But kaya lang, at this point, Banal was already scorching hot from the outside. He got a lot of open looks, and CHAVEZ was among those guys who had missed defensive assignments on the former MVP.
Banal had 12 and Fuentes had 10. Joshua Yero also with a 3. Itong mga leading scorers nila, may mga 3 points lahat to.
Yeah, you're right. Each of them with 1-3 at least.
And Pariliagas, a surprise package para dito sa Davao with 9 points. He will sit on the bench to begin the third. WOWIE ESCOSIO had 7 and TERSO may 2-3 siya. He's got 6 points and third quarter underway. SARAO, SANDAGON, FUENTES, GONZALES, and BANAL ang 5 para dito sa Quezon. Banal for 3. He still got it!
Oh my goodness. I mean, already done with the halftime break. The huddle done. It's still coming into the third quarter with scorching hands. Napira na natin yan, ha?
Alam mo, kinabahan ako eh.
Ako rin eh.
Kinabahan
Ako rin eh. Kasi usually, pag kakamayan tayo at sasabihin nila pampaswerte, walang nangyayaring maganda eh.
At Banal though, already with 15 in the ball game. Banal, the extra pass to JUDEL. SARAO deep in the paint. Push from Sandagon, and it will go back to the Tigers.
What has allowed Gab a lot of his open looks in this game, perhaps all of his open looks, was really the passing that he has delivered to his teammates.
3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Banal has 5 of those in this ball game.
He has passed up a lot of open looks only to get them to better ones in this game, and that's why I think Davao's defense kind of relaxed and forgot about him. But you can't forget about a former MVP. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but also the MVP Banal was a different type of player. He
You're
was
right.
He was not a spot-up shooter. He was a dynamic scorer that time.
Absolutely. He had the ball in his hands a lot. Really tried to make a lot of shots for himself.
LJAY. Again, layup won't go. Sandagon with a rebound. Out to Banal. Fuentes for 3. Yes!
Banal has already passed off 2 threes, 2 open threes to JUDEL Fuentes.
For better looks.
Indeed. He already had a good look. You could even say that that was a more wide open shot, but still he acknowledged that Fuentes has a better percentage from him at this point.
The in and out dribble from LJAY. What I like about Gab right now, because there's a lot of attention on him. Ang bilis niyang i-release ang bola.
Tama. It doesn't take more than 2 seconds for him to decide with a basketball. That's definitely a push. Laban kay JP SARAO, huling-huli siya doon.
And, you know, the shooting comes and then the smarts take over as well sa ginagawa ni Banal dito. 48-34, the Huskers continue their hot shooting in the second half. And that forces Coach Arvin into an early timeout. We'll be right back. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer from 1xBet. Babalik ang inyong MPBL dito sa Pasay Astrodome. And sa Davao's next 3 games, they take on Sarangani on July 15. This is going to be a crucial game. July 21, Abra. And then July 28, another crucial game.
Yeah, dahil magkadikit sila sa team standings. Davao really needs to try and pile up a lot of wins at this point. They really had a shaky start to this season, up and down. They had some wins, they had some losses. But entirely a lot of those things, those bad things that happened to them really affected their performance on the court. But right now, you know, they seem more comfortable. They seem more enthusiastic about getting back on the hardwood. And it's showing slowly, just not really translating into consistent victories yet para sa kanila.
Keith Agubida got fouled there. Comia. PEROMINGAN na 3. Rebound nakuha ni LJAY Gonzales. Huskers trying to extend this lead here.
Di pa nakakapuntos dito si Tricky PEROMINGAN. He actually started this game.
SARAO. Kick out of the double team. BANAL! Are you kidding me?
He's got it locked in on automatic, Sadelf.
Attorney Don Capunan loving that this performance from BANAL. 6 na 3 na yan from Gab.
This is easily the best game of the season para kay BANAL.
3-pointer short para kay Keith Agubida.
Unti-unti nang bumababa yung field goal percentage dito ng Davao Occidental Tigers while the Huskers have been on a roll inside, outside. Walang nagiging problema masyado.
Comia takes it straight to the cup.
Those are absolutely the type of baskets that Davao needs to try and spark a rally. Oh.
A hard foul there on PEROMINGAN, on Sandagon. Agubida. It didn't seem like he was trying to do something there.
PEROMINGAN has really struggled in this game. Even on the defensive side, he's made some wrong decisions. Right there, went up on the fake.
Well, could be for excessive hard contact. Yeah. But I think there was no malice there on that foul.
I agree. Dahil he was just really trying to go and challenge the shot because he already had no chance of getting anywhere nearer because he got off on the fake.
Okay. So only
number 26, Tricky
there's
PEROMINGAN
no
is second.
Unsportsmanlike. We assumed that there was going to be. Pero because this was a really, it's a playoff foul.
Yeah. And Sandagon got absolutely shaken up there. It took him a while to get back on his feet.
Usually, pagkabangon mo, may unsportsmanlike na yun. This time, wala. Hindi binigay.
He's a tough kid. He's taken some really huge hits over the course of his career.
Si ano yan eh? Excalibur yan eh.
Saan pa nanggaling yung
Richard Tampos.
nickname na yan?
Throwing nicknames like it was nothing. Alam mo naman.
Si Dave Ildefonso, the Sheriff.
The Sheriff. Hindi ko alam kung approve ni Dave yun. Okay?
Nagulat na lang ako eh. Nung narinig ko eh.
51-36, Comia. Nakabuelo si Jeff. Oh my! Jeff Comia. Only he can pull that one off.
Kung di ka lang siguro natatakot ma-injure, ganyan rin siguro mga galawan mo, no?
Hindi rin. Hindi ko rin kaya yan. But look at this. Bigay mo sa amin yan. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Oh.
Hesi. And then, alam mo yung pag-spin niya doon habang nasa ere siya, Javi. Ang bilis eh.
the ability to hang in the air and glide through it, and also just the ability to get enough English on the basketball with that reverse semi ala Dr. J yung ginawa niya dun.
Well, it's got to be up there with the layup of Mitchell Maines.
Truly.
This season. Agovida trying to drop it off Pari Liagas. Naagaw ni LJAY Gonzales. And look at the force that
My goodness.
kinailangan nun.
Boy pa ba yung adboard natin dun?
Ganun pala. Ganun pala ka.
Ganun kalakas, no?
Kalakas.
When he's going downhill.
I don't want to
Incredible.
be anywhere. I don't want to be near that.
Eh, buti nga nandun si Jeff Comia to try and catch him and the adboard as well. Because that would have been even more damage if there wasn't anybody there to try and cushion his fall.
Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances and subok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. We're just marveling at these players and their abilities.
Yeah, because these guys are almost generational talents, I must say. Guys like LJAY Gonzales, you can't really see them all the time. It's not every day you see them popping out.
And look at LJAY, grab the rebound. Magsak si Judel Fuentes, Gonzales to Yero. LJAY gets the return pass.
Things getting a little chippy right now here in the third.
LJAY the crossover, Fuentes the extra pass. Magbuhos knocks it down.
Picture perfect execution galing sa Quezon Huskers that all started with a drive by LJAY Gonzales.
It's now 27-8, Javi. Yung last this run since the second quarter.
We already thought that Davao would finally get the spark that they needed galing kay Jeff Comia, but Quezon just keeps coming at them.
TERSO with a jumper.
They're finding the looks. The offense has been the defense has been allowing them some quality looks offensively, but it's defensively where they really need to put a lid on against Quezon.
Gonzales has played the entire third period. And Justin Arano comes back in para kay Keith Agovida.
You know, I would say ito si LJAY Gonzales, hindi pa siya yung sobrang flashy talaga na gwardiya. Medyo mas simple lang talaga yung mga galaw niya.
No, it's the force.
It's the force, exactly.
And the speed at what he does and how he does things.
Incredible. We are very grateful and lucky to have him showing out his talents here in the MPBL.
And wherever he goes, we can say that we're, proud to call him one of our own here.
Definitely.
I think he's ripe.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's ripe to move up. Let's check in with our courtside reporter, Lyra Ponsalan.
Para kay Christian Pagaran, the team's biggest edge so far, disciplined defense. Every win is a happy win, he shared, especially knowing na hindi sila sumasabak sa kahit anong game ng kulang sa practice. Palagi kaming intense, walang luwag sa preparation, he added. He takes great pride in their winning culture and he says it's something the team is really working hard to protect. At ngayong araw, mas may hugot ang laro niya. He's dedicating this one to two birthday celebrants close to his heart, his mom, and Coach Luis Nolasco. Para sa kanila to, he smiled. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Naira. That's good to hear from Christian Pagaran, who, a standout from Perpetual Help. He's in a bit of a surprise pickup dito sa Quezon, and Vince Magbuhos knocking down his second three of the quarter.
Yeah, just when you thought you already had a bunch of wings to work with, you add more length and more scoring with Christian Pagaran. Defensively, he has also showed up, averaging 6.4 points per game this season. Meanwhile, it's Justin Alano again involved in that brouhaha underneath. But he's really one player who knows how to play those kind of mind games. Of course, you know, Davao right now just trying to see where they can pull Quezon apart here.
Well, the turnovers have been hurting them. Nabanan sa pwesto dun sa ilalim. The extra contact from Joshua Yero na bato-bato din ang katawan.
Ay, oo, talaga naman.
Yung mga player na nung college, hindi naman ganun kalaki yun yung kata. Tapos pag next thing you know, it only took one summer and then the body transforms.
Oh, Joshua Yero, Simon Sandagon, ganyan din. I mean, you know, Simon was always very long and lanky. But upon his entry here into the MPBL, nagkaroon talaga ng malaking changes yung kanyang muscle eh. You could see his arms got really bigger. And it continues to grow actually.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Alano splits his free throws. Abundo gets it to Magbuhos. Feeling it right now! Vince Magbuhos! Grabe, bumubuhos yung tres dito sa Astrodome, Javi.
Ay, kung ano yung naging lakas ng ulan in these past few days, ganun nga ang paghulog ng tres in this game for the Quezon Huskers. 13 3-pointers para sa Quezon, and we're still in the third quarter.
It's 13 of 21. Pagaran, nakabuelo. Trying to drop it off to Gravera. Taken away by Alano. Terso gets it to Escobido. Goes behind the back. Crossover. Foul.
Escobido trying to be that guy para sa Davao right now that could hopefully generate some offense in a hurry as they try to close out this third quarter on a high note.
We'll take this opportunity to greet yung mga nanonood sa atin. Happy viewing kay Mark Pacquiao Lisita. And also to the former Altas, Perpetual Health Altas, si Jet Vidal. Nanonood sila ng kanyang tropa na si Aldrin.
From Dubai, am I right?
No, Macau.
Macau, okay.
Kaya pa rin ko nakikita si Jet Vidal dito eh.
It's been
I'm
a
sure
while.
he's playing basketball there.
Panigurado yan. Imposibleng hindi dahil sigurado ako namimiss niya eh.
Gravera in trouble. Abundo, Pagaran, Magbuho sa 3. Yes!
Oh my goodness!
One night for the Huskers. Incredible.
They are already past both their averages in makes and attempts from downtown.
14 of 22 from beyond the arc. 2 of 16 for Davao. And wala kang magagawa, Javi.
Indeed.
If the other team is shooting the lights out of the Astrodome. Alano, tinapon yung bola. Gravera on the move. Magbuhos wants it. Inside. Oy! Tinamaan.
Yep, offensive foul. ARBOLEDA was already established right there behind Joseph Gabayni. And I think Quezon absolutely not agreeing, but I think they're gonna let this one go.
No, 22. No, it's a 24-point lead, but plus 12 on 3-point makes.
It's crazy, and that just really demoralizes the other side. In this case, the Davao Occidental Tigers. It's so hard for a team to continue to play defense against a team that barely is missing, especially from the outside where it's supposed to be very low percentage, but this is a very different squad. Quezon is locked in from behind the line sa laro na to.
And mind you, Javi, it's not like Davao was playing bad.
No, absolutely not. We saw the quality of this game during the first half, how both teams were really battling. In fact, we saw Davao take the lead for a few minutes. But Quezon, you know, just upholding the standard of excellence that they continue to try and show game in and game out. Ito yung sinasabi ni Coach Eric na lalaban at lalaban naman lahat ng teams na kakalabanin nila dito sa liga natin eh. But they have to really be so strict with themselves na kahit anong team ang kalabanin nila, laruin nila yung dapat nilang laruin.
Gonzo, yes! 15 of 23 from beyond the arc.
That's fresh off the bench. Ito si Will Gozum. First appearance in this game for the comebacking Benil Blazer as Escobedo finally gets one to go para sa Davao.
7 points for Raymart Escobedo. 45 of the 69 points of Quezon coming from beyond the arc.
You see what's written all over the faces of these Tigers right now. They're disheartened with the way the shots have been falling. Pero marami rin kasi sa kanila open looks din eh.
Yeah. Minsan talaga wala kang magagawa pag ganyan kainit yung kabilang kupunan.
Well, one thing they can do is try to prevent those open looks that could maybe lower the percentage from the outside.
When that happens though, nakita ko kanina, the Huskers, even with their hot shooting, they're willing passers dun sa ilalim.
Tama ka dyan. You know, they continue to find the open man. As you see there, Attorney Don Kapunan.
Kanina pa, Diego Dario, my guy.
Senior citizen na eh. Kaya naglo-load management eh.
Ano? Nakikita ba kayo niyan?
Oo,
Pagka sa community court?
Oh, then nagkakabiroan naman kami niyan.
What a quarter and what a shooting performance from the Quezon Huskers. Kahit puro tres na ilagay nyo dyan, okay lang. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Judel Fuentes, BANAL, Vince Magbuhos, and then Will Gozum in his entry into the game just really made sure that they kept Davao at bay that whole third quarter. Even with those highlights by Jeff Comia, it was pretty much a Quezon period in the third, and that's why they entered the fourth in the lead by a huge margin, 71-46.
That's a Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Sila kanina pa yan, dun sa likod ng Quezon bench. Tuwang-tuwa. We're just about ready to begin the fourth and final quarter dito sa Astrodome. The Huskers has ripped this game wide open.
Definitely big third quarter para sa kanila. Not like they haven't played big the entire game. It has gradually been increasing yung kanilang total in each of the three quarters.
Escobedo gets away, natapik ni Pagaran. Those long arms of Pagaran. That's an elbow from Jeff Comia. Imagine a dunk contest with Christian Manaytay, Christian Pagaran, maybe Poy Poy Aktub.
Yeah.
Sino pa ba?
Who could we throw into that mix?
Simon Sandagon, pwede rin.
Tama ka dyan. Bakit nga naman hindi?
Dami. Meron pa eh.
Yeah, we're still missing some names for sure.
Meron pa. Pag ano tayo,
Papasurvey ba tayo?
Papasurvey. Malamang nagko-comment na yan yung mga netizens dun sa ano natin.
That could actually something that we could do heading into All-Star Day. Pa-survey tayo kung sino yung gusto nila makita sa dunk contest.
Definitely.
This is a review that's checking that last play. Obviously, the frustration has already increased for the Tigers up to this point. This is a 25-point deficit that they're trying to come back from. At yun na nga. Referee Seb Pingol ruling
Upon review, it was an
in
unsportsmanlike
favor of
foul
Quezon. It's an
on number 29,
unsportsmanlike
Jeff
foul.
Comia for excessive hard
Laban
contact.
kay Jeff Comia.
Fourth foul on Jeff Comia.
That's number 4 on him. And he has been one of the bright spots para sa Davao sa laro na to. At least in the second half. Here you see it. There you go.
Contact was above the shoulder.
Sa pool.
Absolutely unnecessary from Jeff Comia. Christian Pagaran unable to convert.
2 points so far in this game para kay Christian Pagaran. He had 7 in that game against Jensan. Perfect from the field. Played 15 minutes. 5 rebounds as well para sa kanya.
(72-46) is the count. Pagaran to inbound. Gets it to Will Gozum. Up against the Chavez. Will. And Terso got caught reaching in. This is a good let your starters and regular rotation players play for 3 quarters. This free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And then, you know, get guys like Will Gozum, who's recovering and just trying to get his groove back for the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
Si Boss Jaggy ba yun?
Yo, si Boss Jaggy yun, and the rest of the Quezon management team. They do things there by committee eh.
Comia gets it to Terso. Natapik pa ni Tagle yun. Agovida, nabitawan ng bola. It's out of bounds.
They just seem to they're not pressing the right buttons right now itong Davao Occidental Tigers. They seem out of sorts right now.
Well, it could really demoralize you, Javi. 15 3-pointers.
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened to them here.
Gozom! Ooh! Putik pang umakyat.
Kung yun pumasok, talagang siguro mapapailing na lang si Chris de Chavez.
Escobedo from the corner. That won't go. Gozom with a rebound. It's off to Joshua Yero.
As you see the disparity here in 3-point shots, Davao is shooting 3 out of 19, while Quezon is shooting 15 out of 23.
Mga klase yung percentage na yan. Pagaran will fire. Got it! Oh, man!
My goodness.
16 threes in the game.
Joining in on the 3-point party right now.
Terso will attack. Terso layup plus the foul.
And masakit yung nangyari dito sa Davao dahil all this really began in the 3rd quarter.
Well, play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. But I beg to disagree, Avi, because it started in the 2nd. Yung tatlong sunod ni Banal.
Actually, you could argue nga na sa umpisa pa lang ng game dahil they were already setting the tone there defensively, allowing those open looks. I've been repeatedly saying that the entire match, they never got to adjust. But syempre, you know, when you're going up against a team as deep as Quezon, maybe that's the shots that they allowed dito sa laro na to. Dahil syempre, ang dami mo ring malalakas na driver ng basketball. Of course, you have to deal with LJAY Gonzales.
Comia and Escobedo trying to salvage pride here for the Tigers. Gozum. Bigay kay Yero. Inside scoring 30-6. Lamang ang Davao. At least lamang sila dun.
Well, that's one part of the game where they've been successful at. Dahil nga galing sa labas, hindi talaga sila makadekada. 3 out of 19, as you mentioned earlier.
Assist to the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Homegrown star, Topeng Lagrama at the line, gets the first one to drop.
He's still really something else when he plays in front of Quezonians at the Quezon Convention Center. Papasok pa lang talaga nag-iingay na yung buong venue eh.
So we'd like to greet Donna Fontilla, Tita Donna Fontilla. An advance happy birthday, pabatihan sa family ni Judel Fuentes.
Happy birthday po.
Topeng, Alvin, Rodel, Eman, Joshua. For a change, that's too much passing.
Sometimes that really happens when you try to put a premium on moving the basketball. There is a tendency for that to happen. But Quezon has done more positive than negative in this game, that's for sure.
Lagrama against the Chavez. Topeng fires. That won't go. Tapik ni Alvin Abundo. Davao Occidental Tigers have requested for a timeout. 79-51. They're trailing against the Quezon Huskers. 6 minutes and 31 seconds left. Hit from beyond the arc. And more than anyone on the Davao team, it's going to be frustrating for Chris because siya dapat ang panapat dito sa outside shooting ng Quezon eh.
You're right. The top outside shooter for the Tigers this season, ito si Chris de Chavez.
Tinapos lang ang layup ni Jeff Comia. Yero gets it to Alvin. Abundo to Tagle from the corner. Got it! 82-51.
Oh my goodness.
16-17 three-pointers para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
17 of 27. And they still have a lot of time to try and catch up with the record.
Which is
22.
cool air conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig. Free installation for split-type air conditioners.
Despite the fanfare that we've seen with the Quezon Huskers staggering shooting in this game, Escobedo has still come up with some decent numbers dito sa laro na to. Still in double figures. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists.
18 na tres.
And they're shooting it at a staggering rate, 62%.
Yun ang ano dun eh. Yun ang mabigat dun. Yung percentage. Eman Tagle, a little dipsy-do. Won't work. Agovida, bigay kay Salubre. And a foul on Pagaran.
And check this, Judel. They're shooting only 5 out of 17 inside the arc. That's 29%. Imagine the irony of it.
Mas gusto tayo yata nila sa malayo.
Oh, yun na nga eh.
And Coach Eric has asked for a timeout. 85-55, 3:23 remaining in this ball game. Babalik kami dito sa Pasay Astrodome.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Our founder and chairman Manny Pacquiao makes his return to the ring as he battles Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. You can watch the fight live via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20, Sunday at 8 a.m. And you can download the Blast TV app on Google Play and on the Apple Store. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, Rudy Distrito, our head of security, and our head of operations, Emer Oreta, here at the Astrodome. Salubre, binigay kay De Chavez. Sevilla has entered the game. De Chavez, binigay kay Peromingan. 2 seconds in the shot clock. Peromingan, rebound di Pagaran.
And another thing here that we should say is that Chris De Chavez, who we were expecting to actually line up from the outside para sa Davao, has not yet scored in this game.
Neman Tagle has come off the bench and poured it on. No, dami na rin, he's got 8 points. All here in the fourth.
Actually, kung titingnan mo, halos lahat ng pinasok dito ni Coach. Nice guy talaga yan eh. Friendly yan.
Ayan, parehong mga perps to
Oh yeah, tama.
Dating perps yan.
Different generations.
Alano, of course, in the Scotty Thompson era.
Siyempre si Christian Pagaran, kakagaling lang doon.
Recent yan. Gravera shoots over sa Lubre. That will miss. Escobido, nagmamadali. In and out, dribble, crossover, behind the back. Bigay kay De Chavez. That's a 3. And that won't go. Bagsak si Alano. And a whistle going against Sevilla. Both teams already in penalty.
Chris is 0 out of 5 from the outside in this game. It's just been that kind of night para sa Davao. And if you're Davao, you gotta really be very much frustrated about the way things turned out. Considering yung laban na pinakita nyo, especially when you were able to take the lead, you were really keeping in step, going toe-to-toe. But the shots just started falling automatically para sa Quezon Huskers. And that just really took out a lot of the fight, or actually all of the fight, out of the Tigers sa laro na to.
You also got to give credit. BANAL has not seen action since midway through the third quarter. But he's already gotten the job done for them. Pagaran, 3 seconds. Gozum, a 3. That looked good as well, pero di pumasok. Rebound, nakuha ni Salubre. Jansher, nagmamadali, switching hands. No good. Sevilla with a rebound. Ball knocked away by Alano. It will stay with Davao though. Last touch ni Sevilla. The Tigers sue for time.
And now it's just all about executing right now in these final seconds para sa Tigers.
We'll be right back. Quezon City takes on San Juan in Palayan City at 4 p.m. It's an appetizer to a gigantic showdown later on. Rizal also in action against Pasig, but all eyes will be on this matchup. The top teams in the north, Nueva Ecija and Abra, battling it out in Palayan City on Saturday night. What are you doing on Saturday night? May I convince you to watch this game, please?
You don't have to convince me. I will be having my eyes glued to whichever screen I could use at 8 o'clock p.m. on Saturday. Even if I can't be able to make the trip to Palayan City, I will be sure to watch that game 100%. I wouldn't want to miss that. I wouldn't want to... parang baduy kasi kung panoorin mo yung replay lang eh. No?
Oo. Tapos yung may mga gustong ipabate, agahan yung magpadala. Okay?
Oo, kasi marami yan.
Malamang, hindi ako mag-check ng phone ko.
Yan!
Grabe. Grabe siya.
And that's just gonna characterize how good the game is now. Dahil siyempre pag maganda yung laro, mahirap talaga isingit
Kasi
ng mga ganyang klaseng bagay.
Alam mo nakakatakot. Kasi partner ko si Christian Luanson. Doon ako kinakabahan eh.
Doon ka pa mas kinakabahan kaysa doon sa laro mismo?
Kaysa sa actual game. It's been a while.
It has. And who knows what tricks he has gotten from Serbia.
Oo. Kasi doon sa chat group natin, mukhang nagiging na siya eh. May mga bago na siyang
May mga bagong banat na.
Bagong banat. Christian Bunyag, RJ Minerva, and Jason Opiso.
Oh my goodness. And that speaks a lot to the depth of Quezon. Di pa nga pala sila naglalaro sa game na to.
Binigyan ng chance ni Coach Eric si Will and Rodel. 91-60. All over but the final score here. Escobedo. Step back 3. Grabe din yung handles ito ni Raymart Escobedo. No?
Yeah, and the feet work as well.
Milo Boy din.
Mukhang mukha talaga.
Magaling mag-dribble kasi yung tawag natin. Mga bata. And Eman Tagle will dribble this one out. The battle between two champions from the South ends up with the Quezon Huskers prevailing by 31 points. 91-60. Para sa Quezon, a scorching performance from beyond the arc para dito sa Huskers, making 18 triples. 18 out of their 30 attempts. And they were led by their captain right there, BANAL, who fired 6 triples. He accounted for 1/3 of the output from beyond the arc of the Huskers. Their best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet, Javi.
He only missed one from the outside. 6 out of 7 behind the line. Ito si BANAL playing his best game of the season. 18 points in 20 minutes of play on the hardwood. Ito si BANAL. Big victory para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They solidify their spot on top of the Southern Division by pulling more separation apart from the Zamboanga Sikat.
It's 91-60, the final score. Huge win for Quezon. And the way they were able to pull it off, even more impressive. Let's go to Lyra Punsalan.
Gab, congratulations on your first Best Player Award and on your season high performance for the season. You have 6 out of 7 in your 3-point shooting. Can you share what was the biggest shift in your game?
First of all, I want to give the glory to God. It's just hard work, dedication, and the right timing. So as a team, we're hoping to peak at the right time in time for the playoffs.
And indeed, your collective effort was on point today, especially in 3-point shooting na sinimulan mo and nahawa yung mga kasama mo. Mas madami pa yung 3 points nyo kesa sa 2 points. Kasama ba yun sa game plan nyo today or talagang nakuha nyo lang yung confidence nyo sa mga tira nyo?
Siguro yun lang yung binibigay ng defense namin. So they were doubling on our ball screen. So good job on LJAY and JUDEL on finding the open guy. And so we were just moving the ball and luckily tumatama yung tres namin.
Gab, any greetings?
Yes, I want to say thank you to Governor Helen Tan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Kim Tan, to Malik, Mayor Ralph Lim, Kobe and Calix. Advance happy birthday kay Tita Donna Fontilla. Hi to my parents and my sister back home from Spain. And I want to say hi to my fiancée Pia and her brother Luis who's right there.
Congratulations again, BANAL of the Quezon Huskers. Our best play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. Lyra, congratulations to the former MVP, BANAL, leading the Huskers to another victory. That's 15 wins now for Quezon. Up next, it's a duel between the Muntinlupa Cagers and the Pasay Voyagers, and we will be right back dito sa Astrodome. Itong MPBL, ang liga